Hey, everybody. Welcome to the second ever episode of You Don't Even Like This Show. I'm your host, Adam Todd Brown. Joining me as co-host this week, Jeff is here in the room. Don't fucking touch me.
I'm touching Adam
Don't
Todd
touch
Brown.
me.
I'm touching his coat hanger sweater, everyone.
Yeah, I had a little wardrobe change since our last.
Whoa.
After
Which
your
one?
titties fell out of that last one. We had to.
Hey, and joining us as guest this week, Connor McSpadden's here.
Live via satellite. What's up, boys?
Hello there.
How's it going, man?
It's good to see you. It's good to be back together, the three of us, bickering again.
It's been too long.
It's been a while.
I don't think I've recorded with you since you've gotten nicer. When I heard you on the 500th episode, I was like, man, this is a different person.
You know, like I said on the Randall episode, back in the day, I had the knives out at all times. So,
Yeah.
no, it can be a bit of an adjustment for people when I'm not, just at their throat for no reason.
I mean, I will add that, though, that gave us a good bit in there, too, with the Mean Men thing, whenever that would come out. And I think that worked really well with all of us.
Well, I like to think we're all mean men now.
Hey, look at us. We're the Mean Men. We're back.
Whoa. I don't like this at all.
So we're talking about a very specific thing this week, which is, you saw the title of the episode, The Most Dangerous Store in America. Of course, we're talking about Dollar General.
Shamrock Store.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite genre of places. It's not, we discussed this in a little later, but this is not just in a food desert. These are culture deserts. These are things to do deserts. It's meth, Hulu, or, you probably have something at Dollar General.
Or you rob a Dollar General.
Yeah.
That's just something to do. You're in Albuquerque. It's like that. It's meth or rob a Dollar General.
When's the last time you went to a Dollar General? I went to a Dollar General to buy envelopes, and it was harrowing. It made Ross, it looked like Williams-Sonoma.
Yeah, I went to a Dollar General in Worcester, Massachusetts, because I needed Sharpies in February. And first off, I didn't realize they were off-brand Sharpies, and they wrote like dry erase markers on the shit.
Those in Worcester, so it's Sharpies.
Shappies.
It's called Dick-shaped Macca's Kid.
They're wicked sharp.
But yeah, it was like, it's an offensive place to walk into.
Yeah, just to add my last Dollar General experience, it was in downtown Birmingham, Alabama.
Ooh.
I was on tour with Portugal the Man, and I needed cigarettes. And this Dollar General sold cigarettes and probably guns.
For $1.
Because
Wow.
it was terrifying in there.
I remember when I was in Albuquerque for the game show, I was like, what's nearby here? Because I was like kind of trapped in a hotel in a weekend, like a bad hotel for the weekend, but not in like a hotel near the airport, not a hotel downtown.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, what's near here that I can like go and get some supplies? They're like, well, there's a Dollar General about half a mile down the street, but you absolutely should not go there. they were literally just don't go.
Yeah, any place that sells cigarettes and pants, it's kind of serving two masters.
Yeah, and it's becoming such a well-known thing now that, like, yeah, you really don't want to go to Dollar General because they're becoming like targets for armed robbery. And like, we'll get into those details more later, but the obvious reason why is twofold. One, they put them exclusively in either rural areas or really impoverished areas, which often tend to be high crime areas. And they have a clientele that mostly operates in cash. So those cash registers are always fucking stacked
Brimming.
with money.
Like a witch's cauldron.
I would add a third factor, which is that if you work at Dollar General, the only thing you care less about than your own life is the Dollar General corporate franchise.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you remember when the 99-cent store like bought a building on Rodeo Drive?
No.
Do you guys remember that? They were going to like put up a 99-cent store on Rodeo.
That's
like
kind of awesome, though.
All the Beverly Hills people were like, you can't do this. And everybody else is like, we want you to do this because we hate those people.
Yeah, that would have been very funny. I
That's like a Larry David Spite store gone corporate.
I lived near Montana Avenue in Santa Monica for a while, which is a not as famous, but also like famous stretch of stores.
A lot of boutiques.
They had a everything is $99 and under store on that stretch of road.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would bomb that. Yeah, I would throw a firebomb to that. I would really do the right thing at that thing at the end.
I remember walking through Santa Monica and when the Black Lives Matter protests were happening and seeing like the looting going on. And God, I hope that place got the shit looted out of it. You know?
Oh, yeah.
My friend's comic book store got his window shattered and broken, and he posted a thing that was just like, and we still support these people and we still want them to do that and we don't care. We're insured. It's fine.
Yeah.
They were like, fucking go for it.
Yeah. Good for him.
We here at the $99 and under store have one black employee and we are...
Yeah, that being said, like the Black Lives Matter in Santa Monica, it's like all 4 of them showed up in Santa Monica.
Yeah. I bet it was a madhouse during the coronation, though.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Santa Monica. British as
2
fuck.
British bars right next to each other.
What is White Lives Matter if not the English royalty?
So we're mostly going to focus on Dollar General. But first, let's talk about dollar stores in general. They are goddamn everywhere. According to a recent report from the Institute for Local Self-Reliance, nearly half of all new stores that opened in 2022 in the U.S. were dollar stores.
Are we sure that's a good stat? This sounds like Gary Johnson's libertarian think tank, the Institute for Self-Reliance.
So
In conjunction with the Foundation for Bootstrap Pulling.
What's great is that it's local self-reliance, and that local is doing all of the heavy lifting and the rest of that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you mean communities, not like get a gun and hang out in a shack?
We mean
Okay,
locals only.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like the Institute for Getting Off the Grid.
I did not realize this. Dollar General, along with Dollar Tree and Family Dollar, they're the 3 big ones. They operate more than 34,000 stores in the U.S. That's more than McDonald's, Starbucks, Target, and Walmart combined.
Hell yeah. Now, where do we put Big Lots on that list of dollar stores? Is that like a step above?
I think that's a little bit above a dollar store.
Like if dollar stores are Jack in the Box,
I bought
then Big Lots is McDonald's.
a $15 water gun at a Big Lots. That's not a dollar store transaction.
We had a Ocean State job lot.
Wow, Adam flexing. Jeez, a
Yeah,
little
I mean,
materialistic.
Yeah, not to brag. I still have it.
Wait, why did you buy a water gun?
I was a teen in Peoria, Illinois.
Oh, so you got a $15 water gun at Big Lots? Like
It was fancy.
like 25 years ago.
It was
Yeah, I was about
fancy.
to say, this is like a $40 water gun adjusted for inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spent just under $99, so it could be in that store.
And so, like I said, pop up primarily in rural and or high poverty areas. And there are areas that tend to not have a lot of grocery stores. They tend to be food deserts, which means people have to travel more than a mile to get fresh food.
Yeah, they're general stores is what they are, realistically speaking now. They're
Kind of.
like, come on down and get everything.
Yeah.
I was down by the Salton Sea not that long ago, and there's a lot of these. And it is kind of disturbing. Like, you have your choice of, like, Tyson McNuggets and DiGiorno pizza to eat, and that's just, the only business in the town.
Yeah.
A lot of Kool-Aid cool bursts still. Like, those are the kind of places that you show up and you're like, I didn't know they still made this candy. You're
Right.
like, oh my God, Boston baked
Zabba.
beans in a box? Yeah, I'll take those.
Yeah. And like stuff like that contributes to like lower life expectancy,
Yeah.
shit like that.
Oh, you got a diet of lemon heads. You're not going to.
Well, it's all processed food.
Yeah.
So people are getting fucking colon cancer and shit. And so once Dollar General comes to town, it's like a Walmart sort of thing. If there are any independent grocery stores, they're just going to get fucking kicked out of the area. And that makes life so much harder in communities where shit is already hard. This is a quote from journalist Alec McGillis, who calls dollar stores, quote, markers of a geography of the places that the country has written off.
And that was by Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi. From
Yes,
Star Wars.
yes, that is a direct quote from Star Wars.
Yeah, no, that from a more civilized time. Yeah, that is. It's definitely an interesting point of like it's the Trump of stores, where it's appealing to the people that people stopped trying to appeal to.
Another thing, when you're poor, you'll always buy something for $10 that breaks instead of $15 that won't break. So you just keep going back to the fucking dollar store. And when you're depressed and you're poor and you hate your life, you want some food with a bunch of sugar and salt in it. You don't want to go 5 miles down the road and eat a grape, you know?
Well, that's like like Flamin' Hot Cheetos is probably one of the worst things to happen to impoverished communities. Takis and Flaming Hot Cheetos, because I mean I see them. They're
like
literally
Reagan creating AIDS, Nestle creating Hot Cheetos. Was
dude, it's so bad. Like if you go out for a walk anywhere in LA, you will see like a lot of kids eating a lot of that stuff, and those kids are not athletes. Like that shit is just available, and it is delicious.
You just look tired looking at the bag, you know? Like,
yeah, I'm sitting there and like I want to drink water just looking at that, like all the sodium that they're putting into their bodies and stuff. And it's all corn too.
I just think Flamin' Hot Cheetos are overrated.
I think they taste all right, but man,
I've actually never had one. When I was a kid, I saw how addicted my friends were to them, and I was afraid to try one. I was like, I know if I try this, I'll like it. And for some reason, I've done every drug, but I've never had a Flaming Hot Cheeto.
Well, it's like Takis. I remember I tried Takis, and I couldn't get like 3 bites into a bag before I was like, I feel like I'm getting canker sores from all the salt that's going through my like. They're flavorful, but in a way that like all other food tastes like shit after you eat them because there's so much flavor in them.
Yeah. So on top of selling processed food to impoverished people all over the country, dollar stores are also a huge target for crime. So much so that in August 2022, and probably several times since then, but definitely in August 2022.
Starting in August of 2022.
Dollar stores were robbed at gunpoint more days than not. So if it's a day that ends in Y, a dollar store is probably being robbed at gunpoint.
To be fair, there's 99,000 of them.
Yeah.
So like the odds are like if you're going to rob
there's more of them than ATMs. It's just more convenient.
Yeah. It's just an easier thing. Plus, what else are you going to rob? You're in a desert.
And everything else is hard to rob now. Like crime is like crime gets harder. You have to come up with new crimes every year as old crimes go off the book. And like most people got this robbery shit somewhat down. If there's a place that's just back in the 1980s not giving a fuck about anything, like, hey, I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, the reason Dollar General tends to get robbed as often as it does, like specifically Dollar General, it's not just that there's a lot of them, but their specific business model focuses on cutting labor costs to increase profits, which means very often a Dollar General is going to be staffed by like 1 or 2 people for the entire fucking store. And that's why all the shit that happens at Dollar General happens. But when you compare that to like, yeah, it'd be more lucrative to rob a Walmart, but it's just going to take one fucking militant asshole coming out of the stock room to be a hero to put that fucking plan to
that's
rest.
another
but
good
when there's
point.
like when there's like 2 women working there and you're a dude going in with a gun, like it's an easy place to rob.
And robbing women is so easy.
If you could afford a gun at Dollar General, you'd just kill yourself. So you don't have one.
Also, like, I don't know. I would just shoplift at Dollar General. That just seems easy. Like, if I want to go to a Dollar General and I'm like, you know what? I want some Haribo gummy cola bottles. I guarantee you they have them there.
Right.
I would just be like, I'm just going to take these and leave.
It's a good pull.
Like, no one's going to stop me.
Yeah, of course. But that's the thing. No one's going to stop you if you go in with a gun either.
Well,
you think it's small, Jeff.
Some people might.
Well, yeah, it does. There are exceptions.
There's some taxi driver scenes happening later in the episode.
But when you take the understaffing into account, the fact that they tend to be in high poverty areas, Also, one of the things police complain about when it comes to Dollar General is they have so much signage out front in the windows that when they're out patrolling, they can't see inside.
Yeah, that's not a real problem for the police. They don't care.
I mean-
Even if they were looking inside, they wouldn't do it.
But
They can't. It makes it hard for them to laugh at the poor people.
But also, it does, if you're in there robbing a Dollar General, it's going to give you a little more sense of
Cover,
security. Yeah. And
It's
also,
about time we provided security for the people that are doing the Lord's work by robbing Dollar General.
Imagine
Secure-
a big fucking poster of Jimmy Dean sausages covering for your crime. That's kind of cool when you think about it.
Yeah, right. Just a sale on bootleg Tide.
well, speaking of security, that's a thing we'll end up talking about a lot too, because that also is labor costs.
No,
And Dollar General doesn't want to hire security
you know who
guards.
does? CVS by Dodger Stadium.
Hell yeah.
That guy was the most terrifying man I've ever seen in public.
Yeah, we saw a really intense security guard at a CVS once. But here's the thing, I would
At
argue
the
that
CVS is by Dodger. I used to go to
Yeah.
the CVS by Dodger Stadium. That's by the old Mean Boys house, and that is the toughest CVS in North America. Oh my
That's-
god!
Yeah,
That's why they had a guy who was geared up to fight the Predator as the security guard there.
yeah, it needs a security
It
guard.
wasn't enough. I swear to you. This
That-
place was like children of men every day.
He was taller than me, right? He was like he was huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he had like two guns, and then my favorite part was the Rambo knife that he had on his like lapel in the holster. He had like a knife holster on his.
Yeah.
Man, that was so cool.
Oh,
Mine
like
freaks-
a chest knife. That is cool.
Yeah, just like it was like there ready for him to take out in case you were gonna like challenge him to an 1876 fight.
Mind
but-
Freak 555 in the comments says you can't look into CVS or Walgreens either. Yes, but they also
Yeah.
don't have just one or two
Yeah.
employees.
That's why they hire Carl Weathers from 1983
yeah,
to be the security guard.
like if you rob a CVS or a Walgreens, whoever's sitting in that fucking manager's office in the sky is just going to immediately call police.
Yeah.
You rob a Dollar General, you're looking at the two people who could call the police. It really is a different thing.
Skeleton Crew.
And if you don't believe me, Mind Freak 555, go rob a fucking CVS. See if you get away with it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Actually, do that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, don't. I mean, I'm not encouraging people. Again, I would love to monetize this page someday. So,
It's a good way to monetize it. Have people send you money from goods that they stole from CVS.
Yeah, monetize it like a white nationalist terror organization with truck robberies and
yeah. So there's an outlet called More Perfect Union that reported in 2022 that in August of that year, dollar stores robbed more days than not. They went through local news stories from all over the country. They found dollar store workers just that month alone faced armed robberies in.
Wait, how many famous militias will be located in these states?
Oh, I mean,
Go for it.
well, I mean, California is not listed, so that's going to take
Weird to me that it wasn't,
a
especially.
significant number of
Yeah.
militias off the list.
Yeah.
Here we go.
we got Dollar Generals. That like people forget California is mostly the sticks.
Yeah. Pennsylvania, Virginia, Alabama, Michigan, Mississippi, Louisiana, Colorado, Texas, North Carolina, Florida, and Illinois.
I would like to remind everyone how much guns did not protect anybody in those scenarios.
Right. Well, at least 4 people were shot in those robberies.
So guns did worse, but people seem to love guns in those states. Look at them; those are gun states. Even Colorado. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, Illinois, that's another thing where it's like, yeah, it's a gun state because of Chicago.
yeah.
But
I feel like you'd have a better chance of calling the police to just call in the general from the commercials to show up.
Hey, him and Shaq show up to save you. Do you imagine that shit?
Yeah.
so, in spite of all the clear and obvious danger that comes with working at a dollar store, the employees who work there are among the lowest paid workers in the country. Median worker earns $17,773 per year.
You have to go there dressed like 50 Cent too.
The CEO, on the other hand, was paid $10 million in 2018 alone.
That seems high. That seems like more revenue than the.
And it was around 800 times more than the median employee pay at the time.
I got to be honest, that seems low, seeing as how there's such a big company, and like how much you see, like the CEO of this business you've never heard of pulled in $360 million, and you're like, what?
Well, I think they spend a lot of money. Like they're opening 1,000
Yeah.
stores a year at this point.
Yeah, they're buying Valentines
Yeah.
and all sorts of shit.
Dollar General has reported 31 consecutive years of growth and profit. They are the fastest growing retailer in America, opening again around 1,000 new stores each year. Since 2010, the company's stock value has surged more than 800%. And that is why we're talking about them for the rest of the episode.
800%. Man, that's like Apple.
Yeah.
You should have bought fucking Family Dollar stock.
But imagine being the guy who made the Family Dollar play. It's kind of tough. It's like, oh yeah, Kevin really knows the redneck market.
I mean, you know what sells, and you're going to make money off it.
That is crazy. Like McDonald's is closing stores, all these like ubiquitous brands, and they are just have so much
Taking
more
over.
of a foothold, and you have no idea.
Yeah.
They're cooking burgers in the back and stuff. There's no rules at a Family Dollar or Dollar General or wherever.
Oh, some of them. You said they raised pit bulls in the back.
Yeah, that's what gave me the idea for this episode. We talked about, you were on the episode, right? It was a local news episode. And this mayor in this like small town near Dayton, Ohio, like shamed this Dollar General on social media because she went in there and it was a nightmare. And she was like, you need to clean this up. And came back a week later. And not only had they not cleaned, but now the employees were raising 2 pit bull puppies
Yeah, it was
inside the store.
He was like, you don't own the fucking store. You clean yourself up, motherfucker.
But still.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if they're so understaffed that it's just you and one other guy in rotation, like, yeah, you deserve some company. You deserve a dog.
Or a litter of dogs. You need to do some animal husbandry out in the back by the fucking soda machine.
Yeah. Well, they're not giving you benefits. If you're going to have a little side hustle, breed some pit bulls.
And so that same More Perfect Union article brings up a few especially startling Dollar General incidents. In one case, a woman who had called her district manager to report that they'd been robbed. For one thing, it took like 15, 20 minutes to get a hold of her. And when she finally did, the woman was like, is everyone okay? And she was like, yep. And the next question was, cool. What are we doing about reopening the store? And it's like,
I'd be like, hey, why don't you come down here real quick? I got something for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would beat the shit out of that manager if I worked there.
It actually gets worse. Shortly after that, that same employee submitted a petition signed by a bunch of Dollar General employees demanding that Dollar General address their safety concerns. And they took her off the schedule indefinitely and didn't do anything about the security concerns.
Wow.
I mean, I guess in the same way that you've got a trapped like market or audience, you've got like a trapped base of employees. Like there's not a lot of place to work in the towns like that,
Yeah.
The Chevron's full up. You got to go to Dollar General.
If you fucking get fired from Dollar General, you just got to start robbing Dollar Generals, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you apply at the Dollar General across the street.
Yeah.
So even worse, the 2018 case of Robert Woods. He was shot and killed at the Dollar General he worked at in St. Louis. A guy just like walked in, opened fire, saw that he hit an employee and like panicked and ran. And they've never caught the guy, for one thing. But
It
also,
was Ray Lewis.
probably.
To be fair, he thought he was a cardboard cutout of The Rock.
After Robert Wood's body was removed, the store just remained open and the employees had to finish their shift.
They're probably like, not the first dead body we've seen here.
And that just like carried on until people started protesting. And they were like, you have to give these people a day off.
We got Jolly Ranchers on 9/11. I mean, you can do something.
Got to do something. What else are we going to do? We got to just, the Malo cups aren't selling themselves, Adam.
And even worse, that was one of 3 homicides in a 6-month span at Dollar General stores in St. Louis. Less than a month after it happened, a man and woman got into an argument in a Dollar General parking lot, as you do. That ended with him shooting the woman in the head. And then not long after that, a 65-year-old woman was shopping at a Dollar General in the area when a mentally ill man grabbed a set of steak knives off a shelf and used them to stab her to death.
That's on Dollar General. You don't put steak knives out available for the public.
Yeah, don't stock weapons in Thunderdome.
And it is kind of on them for not having any security. Like,
Remember when the guy pulled the gun on me at the CVS parking lot?
that was me.
on Ventura Boulevard in like the nice part of the valley. He pulled a cartoonishly big gun on me as he was driving by and like waved it in my face.
Yeah.
And
What's 10 million divided by 34,000? That's how much it would, they could, the CEO's salary could be for a security guard at every Dollar General store. Do they even have enough money? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they're doing great. It's just,
pay him in almost expired boxes of Total?
well, it's a thing they've actually addressed, like in their own internal documents. They're like, look, low labor costs are our thing, and hiring security guards makes for higher labor costs. And then we make less money and we can't open 1,000 stores a year in high crime areas.
I guess they're just going for market share too, if they're all about growth.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, according to a CNN article published last month, so believe it if you want to, I guess, 49 people have been killed at Dollar General stores since 2014. That feels like a lot.
It seems like some would say too many, although how many people were killed at McDonald's since 2014?
I
Because
don't.
I wonder what that like.
Why are you asking?
Well, no, I wonder like what the numbers are comparatively. Like, I wonder if that is high or if it's just such a frequently high location. Like, I wonder.
There's a lot of
I'm not,
people
like-
killed near grass just because it's,
Yeah, I feel like if McDonald's was putting up similar numbers, we would hear about it. Like, retail places after schools are prime real estate for mass shootings. Like, they happen at retail places the second most, I guess.
Yeah.
What's different about Dollar General, I think a better comparison would be Walmart. Like, Walmart, more people were killed at than Dollar General. But when you say that, you're taking Walmart's entire huge parking lot into account, and there's so much more area for people to be killed and so much more area for shit
it's
to
a
happen.
density thing. And
Dollar
well,
Generals are
Walmart parking
small.
lots are like a neighborhood too.
it's like a murder kiosk.
Right.
Also, Walmart does pay for security. There is a lady that tries to make sure I show her my receipt. I'm
That's true.
just going to Heisman her ass when I get fired. What are you going to do? You're 5'2".
There were also an additional 172 people injured at Dollar General stores.
That seems
during
low.
that same time.
I'm being 100%.
But I think they
that seems
mean
low.
just in, I think they mean injured via crime.
Oh, not tripping over boxes
Yeah.
of top ramen.
That data comes from a report by a nonprofit group called Gun Violence Archive. That's a cool
The
name.
GVA, baby.
Yeah.
They just got done remastering all the Santa Barbara tapes. That's what,
Additionally, CNN found that in 2020, at least 6 store employees died during armed robberies from 2016 to 2020.
That's a 1.25 a year.
Yeah, that's a lot. That feels like a lot.
We should start taking Vegas odds on like how many deaths there will be in the next year. Plus minus 1.25 over under. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I bet that is a thing you can take odds on somewhere.
Yeah.
it is good to know that you can, like, by a non-negligible amount, lower your odds of getting shot by avoiding just one specific business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one weird trick to not get shot.
Yeah. Don't go to a Dodgers game either.
So obviously, employees have been clamoring for Dollar General to hire security, and they keep refusing. One of the employees who made that request was a guy who is very unfortunately named Dave Dukes,
Yikes.
which Sure.
Davy Dukes.
That is very close to the name
Yeah,
of
you think he added the S at the end? You think he's just like, we're gonna put an S at the end of that?
I
Well,
think
he
he's
also-
so bummed that it has an S. He was like, I'm almost my favorite guy.
Oh, I don't think Dave Dukes is a David Duke type.
No, it's is that a black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a black guy name. That's a
I just assume anyone we're reading about in the Family Dollar store.
So the store he worked at was robbed 3 different times. And each time he asked management if they would consider hiring a security guard. And they would not.
They really judoed him, actually, as a matter of fact. They really did they really turned it around on him.
Yeah, they refused to hire a security guard, but because he'd been through so many robberies himself, they sent him out to train other Dollar General employees about how to deal with a robbery.
It's like the worst version of Passenger 57 I've ever heard.
They have such high turnover. Does he just have to go again next week? Like, was he training the 2 high guys that are going to get fired before the next 2 high guys that are going to get fired?
He's playing the odds. If you stay in one Dollar General for an extended time, you'll get shot. But if you travel to different Dollar Generals, the odds are small. It's like getting lost.
You're going to get shot multiple times.
Yeah. Or you can avoid the shootings by traveling to different ones. It's like he's hiding, like he's in witness protection.
I feel like this is like, even if you flip 49 tails in a row, the odds of the next one being heads is still 50-50. I don't know. I feel like.
And so after they sent him out to train employees, David Dukes bought a gun.
I do like that training employees was just like, hey, you've had a gun put in your face 3 times in a row, right? Let's have you tell everybody what it was like.
So
normalize this phenomenon, please.
He went out and bought a gun and started bringing it to work. And what's fascinating about this to me, I read another article about this incident. He was just openly wearing it on his hip.
Yeah, that's what you should do if you're there. Like, you should have that there to let people know that you have it there and not to fucking rob you.
Right. But also, spoiler, he eventually gets fired for bringing a gun to work, which means that whole time he was wearing a open firearm on his hip. No one from corporate ever visited that place.
You think corporate goes to Family Dollar?
No,
of course not. No, you can do whatever you want. It is the old West in Family Dollar. People are having duels. There's horses taking shits in the streets outside.
Well, I mean, you jest, but speaking of duels, after he started taking that gun to work, his store was robbed for a 4th time. And in that incident, a 23-year-old man named Roosevelt Rapley pulled a gun, pointed it at Dave Dukes, and Dave Dukes drew down faster and shot Rapley in the head.
Roosevelt
killed him.
You had the jump on him and you got shot in the face?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know that he had the jump on him.
You said he pulled the gun on him first.
Yeah, but
fucking quick draw Dukes over here.
You know, Dukes has been waiting for this moment his whole life.
Yeah,
at least since he got robbed for the first time.
I mean, he's been having like a training montage, like Taxi Driver, like, you fuckers, you're never gonna get me again.
Yeah, well, you remember in Taxi Driver when he fucking surprise shoots that robber in the face, and then the other guy's like, it's fine, get out of here, and just starts beating him after he's dead.
The article didn't mention the gun that comes out of his sleeve that Dave Dukes had created out of a piece of a drawer and a spring.
Listen, you fuckers, you screwheads.
And so a grand jury reviewed this case and determined that Dukes acted within the boundaries of the law and no charges were filed, but Dollar General fired him for bringing a gun to work, which, again, he had been bringing it to work for a long time.
Dollar General didn't fire him for bringing a gun to work. They fired him for having it found out that he brings a gun to work. They probably were like, good. Now you can shut up about security guards.
Yeah.
I'd be walking around with brass knuckles. I would be armed to the teeth. Fucking knife in my mouth. Like a fucking terrorist scuba diver from a James Bond.
I bet his little safety presentations at all the other Family Dollars were just subtly like, have you heard of guns? You can buy them and have them.
He's like that Miami cop that shot himself in the leg in that school. When he was like showing them. So Glock 19. I'm the only one that's capable of. Everyone okay?
This is a quote from Eric Blaine, who is Dave Duke's lawyer. This is a company that decided to place their stores in certain areas and absolutely fought requests for security. And then when someone does defend themselves and their coworkers, they're thrown out the next day. For a company that puts profits so far over people to put their store employees at risk of life and death, it's just unconscionable. And Jeff, you mentioned shoplifting earlier. That is the thing that Dollar General worries about and focuses on. They are really strict about shoplifting and shrinkage.
Fucking boomer store, huh?
But they have a remote security service monitor their stores. So if they're watching the camera at the right time and they see someone like put a Butterfinger in their pocket, they can go, hey, don't do that.
I'd be like, fuck you, and then just leave with the Butterfinger.
Yeah.
I used to work security at Ross sometimes, and like all they do is you just go talk to the person and try to make them too uncomfortable to steal. It's really kind of nothing.
Also, it wouldn't be a Butterfinger; it would be a Fifth Avenue, and I think we all know it would be a Fifth Avenue.
A weird dated candy, like you said, a big league chew.
Yeah, you're walking around with Reese's Bites. You're like, didn't they cancel these in like 2015?
I'm eating mint Skittles. What the fuck?
The absolute most unfortunate
The
dollar
cleaning power of oak sol.
It's fabuloso.
The
It's
absolute
fabulous. You're right.
most unfortunate dollar store purchase I ever made. I bought a bottle of fish oil pills at a dollar store.
What are you doing? Those probably had scales in them.
They were green, and I've never seen that ever.
Yeah, they didn't tell you
since.
what fish that was.
Didn't you? How healthy did you feel?
I burped that shit up for a few hours after I took one, and then I gave up on that.
Yeah, you were eating ground up betta fish. Like it wasn't some like.
Probably.
You weren't getting like some sort of like Atlantic cod liver oil. You were getting fucking ground up chuck wagon fucking house fish.
It was bad times.
Guppies, just dropping a guppy in your mouth.
Yeah, there was also a Dollar General in Indianapolis recently that was robbed 4 times in 3 months.
Ooh,
that's a lot.
Hot spot.
Yeah. And
it's like celebrities don't get robbed that much,
By Peyton Manning, actually.
Except who was the Dodgers player? Wasn't it Yasiel Puig? Who just kept getting robbed during Dodgers home games?
Was it during home? I thought it was when he would go home, when he would go back to.
I think at least once it happened during a home game.
That is funny.
He got robbed like 3 or 4 times.
The calmest member of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Yasiel Puig. Certainly not a guy who tried to fight his teammates on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Like Carl Everett.
So, again, a big problem here, or a big part of the problem here, is that a lot of times these stores are just staffed by like 1 or 2 people, which it stands to reason that you're going to spend most of that time dealing with customers. Like, you have to be the cashier, you have to handle all the transactions. So that raises the obvious question, well, who's stocking the shelves and keeping things clean? And the answer, more often than not, is fucking nobody.
Hell yeah, man. How else are you going to get your honey mustard combos?
Again, this takes me back to my Ross days, and it was even there you do clean the shelves, but it's just pointless. And if you have the same environment but with no even infrastructure for that, like you're not even going to be close.
The average Ross shopper is a savage.
Yeah,
they you walk into a Ross and it looks like a bomb went off.
Yeah, Sebastian Maniscalco has a really great bit.
Oh, it's one where he
Ross.
He hucks the things because they're not his size.
That's no joke.
So yeah, there's only like 1 or 2 employees. They're not paid well. So they're just kind of like sitting ducks in these areas a lot of times. And they have a lot of cash on the premises, as we mentioned, because They tend to deal with customers who
Yeah.
use a lot of cash.
They're bringing a lot of lunch money to school, and there are a lot of bullies in the neighborhood.
Yeah. And then when you get out into the aisles, there's just like boxes and shit that hasn't been put on shelves and shit in bins. And if you go on YouTube, there are so many videos of people shaming their local Dollar General.
Hell yeah. That's funny. Like, you should be doing that. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Also, you know what Dollar General has that I'm a big fan of? They've got that ice cream freezer right by the register. You
Okay.
get a nice Chipwich there.
Are you just going to list all the things you buy at Dollar
Sometimes,
General?
yeah.
throughout this?
It honestly gets
to have personal experiences here.
It gets more impressive with each obscure treat that he can
Yeah,
produce.
also, honey mustard combos sound gross. Yeah.
Yeah, they sure are.
I fuck with combos.
Pizzeria pretzel combos are
Yeah, those are the best.
my travel snack.
Those are great. So yeah, you'll find all these videos on YouTube. We'll link to a bunch of people either shaming their local Dollar General for being a disgusting hellscape, or people who work at Dollar General complaining about what a terrible place it is to work.
That has to be the most popular TikTok. Like, just Dollar General fails.
And so, yeah, like I said, this episode was based on an example of that. The mayor in Ohio who found fucking pit bull puppies being raised at a fucking Dollar General. And so
How much?
And some pit bull wrap snacks.
she did also complain about vulgar rap music being played very loudly inside the store, and also no one was wearing any uniform of any sort.
Probably nobody was working there.
Yeah, they're probably
Honestly, this store sounds cool. The people there aren't uptight. They play good music.
It was
Some dogs
taken
hanging
over.
out.
Like, it's like Risk. That was conquered. The blue team lost. The red team is in there.
yeah.
They captured the flag. That's their Dollar General until you take it back. And they've got pit bulls and rap music.
It's like the Carter in New Jack City.
It's like a scene in Friday in there.
Yeah, I really wish we could have gotten to that Dollar General.
Like,
If you're a
like,
rapper
like,
looking for some street cred, I feel like Dollar General is a place to hang out. It's
that's a rapper name right there.
Dollar General. That is a rap name.
Or
Shit.
General Dollar.
Yeah, Dollar General would actually be a great rap name.
Yeah.
Or Dollar Tree.
Ty Dollar General.
No, that's his reality show, The Family Dollar.
So because of all this, because of the kind of predatory nature of dollar stores, the way they make people targets for crime, they're shitty to their employees. So now a lot of communities all around the country are moving to ban or highly restrict dollar stores in their area.
Man, how much do you have to fuck up your entire business model if places like, we need to make sure you don't exist here?
Yeah, people trying to ban a business opening in America.
Yeah, you would hear about that happening with like Walmart sometimes.
Yeah, and that was usually just like the local chamber of commerce being like, we sure do like our bead store, and we don't
Yeah.
want you to put it out of business because old Eunice has been here for 65 years.
Right, which is fair. And that's the other thing. Dollar General doesn't just put grocery stores out of business. Like, if you've ever been to one of these small towns that now have to kind of rely on Dollar General, there used to be like a Radio Shack in every one of those towns, because Radio Shack in places like that started losing ground to like Best Buy in big markets just kind of migrated to
Yeah.
smaller markets.
Radio Shack had it coming, though, if I'm being 100% honest.
Well, of course, but it's like I don't
They
want.
named themselves after two of the most outdated forms of technology, radios and shacks.
Yeah, I remember I was in Albuquerque once and they had a display of like hot air balloon figurines, of course. And it was in a glass case. On the side, it had a sign that said, "Protected by Radio Shack security." It's like, I'll steal your fucking Radio
Yeah.
Shack security system.
Yeah, not protected by this Radio Shack hammer.
And so, yeah, places are pushing to either ban dollar stores or at least make it so they can't open within a mile of each other. Because that's what you see is there will be a dollar store like every half a mile or every few blocks, which that's nuts. That's insane.
You can also get chili lime nuts there.
Oh, sure. And
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just such a concentration, like
Well-
7-Elevens almost.
So
Yeah.
the thing about it's very interesting. So like the evolution of business is really fascinating. Like when you look at like the things like Walgreens and CVS are always across from each other, like all the time. Like they're often very close. And in doing that, they actually improve each other's business because there's like Walgreens and CVS have deals that are different.
yeah.
They're always staggered deals or whatever. And it's actually the same thing with McDonald's and Burger King being across the street from each other. They actually inspire more people to stop at those things. But if it's the same store over and over and over again, they're just monopolizing the concept of money being spent.
Yeah, although there was a gas station chain in Madison, Wisconsin, it's probably still there, called PDQ. And they would set up stores right across from each other solely because if you're driving one direction and you need to get gas, you're going to go to that gas station. If you're driving that way, you're going to go to that one. And they're like, we'll just be both.
So a little more on highways or like
No.
like just like
No.
country road. Like
I lived in an apartment where there was a PDQ if you just walked up the hill across the street from me, and it was a very small hill. And then if you walked across the street from that, there was another PDQ.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
just seems wasteful, right?
I mean, there was going to be a gas station there anyway.
Oh well, yeah. I guess if that's going to be the case, yeah.
Get off their back, Jeff. Jesus.
No.
Also at dollar stores, you can apparently, in where these restrictions are happening, you can get around the no dollar stores within a mile of each other thing if you have a certain amount of the store dedicated to fresh food as opposed to processed food. Because who doesn't want to go pick up a pack of fucking chicken wings at a Dollar General?
Apple Jolly Ranchers off the vine.
That's going to be some quality eating right there.
And some Hunt's ketchup.
So yeah, kill Dollar General, I guess, is the theme of this episode.
Oi!
Right?
Or get killed at Dollar General.
Yeah. Or go get killed at one.
The Dollar General and kill. Those words belong together. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
It is such a weird problem, though. And it's so brazen for a company this big to be like, we get it. People are getting shot at our stores on the regular. But surely you understand we have to keep making money.
Yeah. What do you want us to make a little less money and not have our employees have to shoot someone in the face?
So it's a little like when Taco Bell becomes the only fast food restaurant in Demolition Man. Like we're just heading that direction, grocery wise. Like we're all going to be.
I would not want that at all.
No. I have real bougie energy about where I get my food.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I fuck with a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I just don't.
You don't want to go to the family Taco Bell.
I don't want it to be
No.
all I got.
Don't want the fascism of Taco Bell.
So I think that's our episode, right?
I mean, that's until fucking
Until we get 5 shootings in 3 months.
yeah, until Harbor Freight Tools starts getting everybody shot at it. I guess we got no other place to go.
Thank you both for doing the episode. I mean, except Jeff.
Where's the nearest Dollar General?
Thank you, Connor.
We're going to Blythe, California.
Yeah, I'm sure there's one not far from here. We're not far from downtown LA, for one thing. We're not far from South LA. I'm sure there's one in South LA. There's a fucking Farmer Boys in South LA.
The closest one to us is
The good Farmer Boys.
a mile and a half away, Adam. You want to go on the way home?
No,
Get killed?
not really. Here's the thing. I guarantee it's not like that at every Dollar General either. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
Some of them
I
are
don't
probably just regular crappy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I've been to Dollar Generals that aren't that heinous. But
You said anus.
I said heinous, but you can't spell heinous without anus. God damn it. You got me. So, hey, again, thank you both, except you, Jeff. What do we have to plug before we get out of here? There's so much happening with the network. Just like if you're listening to this for free, I'm sure I put ads for all the things. But we are going to be selling a hard drive with every episode of every Unpopular Opinion podcast that
Oh,
has
that's cool.
the old Unpops logo engraved in it. I have the only one currently, but those will be available soon. And we're going to do You Don't Even Like This Show t-shirts. I'm still up in the air on if
You don't
It
even
should
like
say-
this shirt.
you don't even like this shirt.
God, you might want to do both, dude. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Maybe. So be on the lookout for all that. And follow me on Instagram at Adam Todd Brown. And follow me on Blue Sky. Not to
yeah.
brag, but you can follow me on Blue Sky.
I forgot that I'm on Blue Sky.
Connor, what do you want to plug? You have a special coming out, right?
That's right. I'm on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Connor McSpadden. Special's coming out June 30th. So watch that. It's super funny. I'm very proud of it.
Very nice. I'm looking forward to it. Jeff, fuck you.
Oh no!
Goodbye,
no.
everybody. Okay, Jeff, what do you have to plug?
I mean, I have my show, Jeff Has Cool Friends, which you can get for free, but you can also get early access to uncensored episodes with bonus content at patreon.com/JeffMay, where you can get that plus exclusives like Ugh Fine with Kim Crawl, as well as access to shows like Nerd with Dre Alvarez, but you can get that for free too, but I prefer if you pay me because I like money. On top of that, you can hear Tom and Jeff watch Batman on Gamefully Unemployed. I'm on Blue Sky. You can find me there.
What?
I'm at Hey There, Jeffro. Yeah.
How'd you get there?
Oh, no reason. Oh, Mike Trucker followed me. I pulled up Blue Sky. On top of that, I forgot I was on it. I was neglecting it, and I feel bad. 'Cause
Fuck
I
you.
feel like that was, I didn't appreciate it. Mint on Card, second Friday of every month at Blast from the Past on beautiful Magnolia in Burbank, California. We are the second Friday. That means our next show, July 14th, Bastille Day.
All right.
All right, dude.
And let's get the fuck out of here. Connor, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Jeff, say goodbye.
You get the family daughter murder card, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you.
Jim Mint Gun.